Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it happened. Patch 11.1.5 has finally arrived, and we've been all so excited to dive in there and get to the new content. But wait a second, it's buggy. It's not working. We don't have all the content. Things are broken all over the place. There's lure errors everywhere. There's FPS drops. And man, it's definitely not what we were expecting.
Me and Sky definitely said that this patch was gonna change everything. Don't get me wrong, it kinda did, just not in the way we expected.
Yeah, no, this was not expected at all, ladies and gentlemen. Patch 11.1.5 right here has been a disaster so far, and we're going to jump into it today. And my name's Sky from the Comeback Kids. Welcome back. Okay, the wait is over, ladies and gentlemen. The first official merch drop from the Comeback Kids is here. We've got two classics, our clean and bold Comeback Kids logos, but we also got the real deal. Our very first limited edition exclusive one-time drop, the Retro Goblin Comeback Kids design. And once this shirt is gone, it's gone for good. Don't wait too long because we don't want you missing out. Hit the link in the description below to head on over to the site and grab your merch to rep the Comeback Kids in style today. I mean, one of the bigger issues right off the bat, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people have been asking, so what even dropped today? It's been pretty confusing. Blizzard has done something drastically different this time around, and they're changing the way they're putting out the content in a different cadence. They're batch delivering things rather than releasing it all at once, and on paper, it was really scary, but me and Lance thought it could have been a pretty good idea. You know, slow it down, give people bite-sized content. And we've been talking about it the last few weeks, and I think with proper release, it could have been very powerful, but the patch dropped. Everything has been broken the last 3 days, and they're just getting to fixes finally now.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, Sky. You know, this patch came out. Don't be wrong, there's a couple of good things. I really like the cooldown manager, and it would be great, the Nightfall campaign, if it worked, right? But I think more importantly, the big problem is Dastardly Duos not being live, and also the Horrific Visions not being here. Now, here's my thing. Nightfall is not a terrible event when it works, but I don't know if it's meaty enough to hold people over the majority of the WoW player base or the 4 weeks until we get these visions, right?
Yeah, no, delaying something 4 weeks and it being broken on release, that's an absolutely big red flag. And a lot of players are confused on what content is accessible, what's actually working right now, and what's going on. Blizzard's released constant posts, you know, talking about, you know, the great vaults, everything, and being broken, and how they're going to finally fix it. But you got to understand the new route they're going with this content cadence. It feels almost like a season pass-ish drop. They're leaning into that live service area, and I think the idea is very good. But Jesus, Blizzard, you got to give us a bone here. Release something properly. So now let's talk about Nightfall, though, ladies and gentlemen. We both tried it on the PBE and things were mostly fine. But come the live servers, we went in there and it has been very rough.
Some of the pain points that we're seeing in there are kind of like some of the things you see most times you get a lot of people out into the open world in any World of Warcraft setting, right?
Yeah.
The game is built on 20-year-old spaghetti code. And I'm not hating. Listen, I've been called a Blizzard shill. Seems no matter what they try to do, it's laggy, right? And for these events, always back to even Legion during when they first started doing them. When these events are hot and they're just coming out and everyone's there and you have thousands of people all in this one zone, 4 to 5 second delays in between casts.
Also, bosses not spawning properly, the event timer being broken and bugs starting and stopping, the event resetting at times, the percentage going up and down and not even like, it's not even working properly. It has been really rough the last couple of days, Tuesday and Wednesday, and it's such a tough spot, and it's a tough thing to pitch to the community as well as our viewers here that, hey, we're excited for the patch, but if you release it in a very poor state, it's not a good look. I will say, though, overall, I really do enjoy the Nightfall event. I thought it was great on the PBE, and I think it's a cool little thing. A nice little 10-level renown track. Get us through there. It's bite-sized, new reputation, new cosmetics. I think the theme of it is great also, but the shit's got to work properly. Let's dive into some of the big tech issues today because there have been an absolute crap ton. There's been constant quest bugs in the Nightfall. The raid has been absolutely broken. There's massive FPS drops.
It's been rough.
We have, players, you said players getting pushed through their Galagio renown track? What happened with that?
Yeah, some players, for some reason, got a bunch of rep for the Galagio. and they're all the way to Renown 20, and they're running around with their Robo Dinosaur. And I do believe that Blizzard did roll back some of those players because they don't want them to have that 18% damage buff. I think some of them are keeping, you know, the mounts and other rewards. I mean, it's whatever. That doesn't really bother me. I think the damage buff would bother most people.
Yeah, in Hollow Fall, we were having a lot of lag issues. The Blizzard Weak Aura, there were some tracker issues going on between the Blizzard Weak Aura and the regular trackers going on in the game, so it was kind of like breaking each other somehow. I mean, I'm not sure how something like this happens where, you know, you work on 8-9 weeks on something and the whole patch feels incredibly unoptimized. And at this point, there is no excuse from Blizzard's end.
Yeah, and you know, this isn't the first time this has happened with one of the 0.5 patches we had in the War Within so far. The anniversary event was probably even worse.
Yo, yeah, it was bad. Remember, we made that video pretty much ranting on Blizzard. And at the time, I hated making that video, man, because I was really enjoying the launch of the War Within. And it's crazy. I hate the fact that I gotta get on here and do it again for a 0.5 patch. I hate that I gotta get up here, stare at the camera, and say, Blizzard, this is shit. This is not looking good. This is another 0.5 patch where the release is really, really rough. It's starting to feel, Lance, like that 0.5 patch, it's made by an entirely different team. We're getting 2 different games depending on the patch at this point, because the 0.5s, you actually get excited. I've been really excited for this one coming for a good amount of time. I like all the events they're adding. The cadence is questionable, but all of the features and everything coming, I've been really hyped. But then once again, we're let down and we're getting beat up by this 0.5 patch delivery team.
Yeah, I don't know. And it's not even the content that they're making is all good content. Like even, you know, the anniversary event, all the content there was pretty fun. Of course, it wasn't made for high level players, but like the BRD raid, I thought that was cool. It was a lot of fun. The anniversary event zone where you got to do all of those fun mini games, the secret events to go get that fell cycle was very cool. All of these things are very good, but it just feels bad when it seems these 0.5 patches are coming out like an unoptimized mess. Is this new cadence of kind of drip feeding the content backfiring on them, or would we be looking at maybe an even more unoptimized mess if they did release it all at once yesterday?
Yeah, no, listen, you got to understand, you go to some of these older patches, they have maybe 9, 10, 11, 12 weeks within a patch. You go to Shadowlands, it's even longer. You got to know this new day and age of Blizzard, they got a fire under their butt and they're moving right now. They're sticking to that 8 weeks. They're giving us a patch, whether it be 0.5, 0.7 or major patch, and they've been on the ball the last 6, 7, 8 months. Time in and time out, these 0.5 patches have been whooping their butt. And yeah, it definitely raises the question, is this going to be an issue moving forward, whether it be 0.7s or 0.5s? I just don't understand how we can get both major patches. The launch of the War Within was butter smooth, and the launch of the Undermine, I would say 90% was really, really good. There was some open world lag a little bit, but other than that, all the systems were fine. All the quests were fine. All the story mode were fine. So systems launching right now with bugs is just a major issue, and it's inexcusable on my end.
They're going to have to think about going forward into the future of Midnight and beyond is, should we look at this 8-week cadence? Maybe should we add an extra week or 2 to it to help optimize things? We all know people are foaming at the mouth waiting to be like, Blizzard's the worst. They're waiting to say another patch is crap, and they're waiting to crucify Blizzard for it.
Oh, yeah.
So for me, personally, as a player, I'm okay with waiting an extra week or 2 for content if it means it's going to come out better. Just from an optics standpoint, I think the community as a whole would actually appreciate it as well. Yeah, you know, I love having this roadmap, but I have to be honest with you. If meeting this 8-week cadence is going to make the quality dip every single time, and they're kind of struggling to hit it, we have to ask ourselves as a community, is this worth it?
Yeah, it is a big question. I'm not going to lie. Listen, I love that we're constantly getting patches and things are right around the corner. Every single time I get slightly bored, I'm excited yet again. But it feels like at this moment in time, they are prioritizing that schedule and that timing and cadence rather than 100% of the experience that we're going to be getting as the player right now. It makes no sense to me that this PTR has been live for what, 4 or 5 weeks?
Something like that.
And it is whooping Blizzard's ass right now, top to bottom. It's breaking the Great Vault. It's breaking the raid. It's breaking FPS drops inside of the raid and gameplay. Hollow Fall, you could barely go in the zone. And the one content that is being dropped right on release is barely working. It was working a little bit today, but the last 2 days has been awful. So the question is, do you guys think Blizzard is pushing things too fast? And would you rather wait 1 or 2 extra weeks to make sure shit is polished? Because this, in my opinion, once again, is just absolutely inexcusable.
Look, I'm going to be honest with you, Sky. This patch has some good quality content.
Absolutely.
To it. That's not the problem. It's more so the outside player base, right? They can't wait to shit on the game.
Yeah, they got spears in hand, and they're ready to point at the king and be like, you messed up. And Blizzard, you got to do better. If you're going to drip feed the content, the first bit of content has to work properly, and it's got to hit freaking hard. Otherwise, no one's going to want to stick around and wait for another 4 weeks for something that could potentially be broken.
Yeah, and you know, the crazier thing is, by next week, we're likely to have 11.1.7 on the PTR.
Absolutely.
They might still be dealing with the issues from this patch, and now they're going to have something else on the PTR waiting to go. It's like, okay, guys, I know, listen, I love the speed.
Yeah.
I think it's badass.
Yeah, I agree.
You guys are killing it in the speed of which you're delivering it, but we gotta work on the quality in which it comes out in.
No, yeah, it's very true, Lance, and I think a lot of the community and sentiment you can see by the forum posts we're showing on screen here, a couple of Reddit threads. People are fuming. You go to any Wowhead article, you go to the comment section, people are mad.
Yeah.
People are dying to be upset with something about World of Warcraft.
Oh, yeah.
They cannot stand seeing this game win. You can't give them a reason to do so. Blizzard, you gotta do better. I think overall, the expansion is actually heading in a very good direction. Mythic Plus is greatly improved. Delves are an absolute banger. This is one of my favorite raids ever. But when we're about to get delivered new content, do not release it half-assed, especially if you're gonna give me a timetable and drip me slowly with a cadence of 4 weeks and 6 weeks for brand new content that's supposed to be here day one.
I do want to touch back. This is not us shitting on the game. I think the War Within has been amazing so far, and for the first time since Legion. So Blizzard is making quality game right now. If they could clean up these 0.5 launches, we could be looking at some very good things to come.
You cannot have issues with a 0.5 patch. This is how you keep the players hanging on heading into the 0.7, which gives excitement for the next major patch.
Yeah.
You gotta finish strong. You gotta keep them in. Ladies and gentlemen, you gotta let me know what you all think about this in the comment section below. We're dying to hear your thoughts. What's going on with Blizzard? What are your opinions about this whole situation? And can they potentially recover to keep the player base around while we wait for horrific visions? I want to thank you all so much for watching this video. My name is Sky.
My name is Lance.
And listen, guys, we'll see you on the next one. Hey guys, if you're enjoying the content and want to stay up to date on everything World of Warcraft, consider hitting that subscribe button and check out these videos here if you're really hungry for more. We also stream our live show every Wednesday night right here on YouTube and Twitch. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.